Hello children, welcome to LE Tutorials. Today we'll be starting with the geography chapter called as India Geographical Features. Okay, as the word suggests, we're going to understand about what India is all about. Okay, like we have the geographical features starting with the Himalayas. We have the North Indian plains. Okay, I've just drawn a small structure of India's outline. Okay, we have the North Indian plains here, we have the Himalayas, we'll have the Deccan Plateau, we'll have the coastal plains, and we'll have the islands. This is what your chapter is all about. Okay, we'll not be completing the chapter whole in one video. The reason is because I want you people to understand it very well. We'll be understanding the political divisions. There'll be two maps out over here. One will be your political divisions, that is the states and the capitals, and the other one will be your physical features. So please keep your maps ready. Okay, purchase them and even see them and practice. That's very important. Okay, coming to the chapter number 8, that's page number 77. So we start with the chapter called as India, the geographical features. We come directly. India is a huge country having a variety of physical features. We have a different climate, wildlife, resources, races, okay, languages, religions, with all its physical dimensions and varied characteristic. India is a land of unity and diversity. This is what we basically call India is a land of unity and diversity. So many diverse people, so many diverse religions, races, everything, but we still live together, we're still united. It is the second most populous country in the world, and we all know which is the first one, that is China. And we're the 7th largest in size after Russia being first, Canada, China, USA, Brazil, Australia, and then it is India. Okay, great. Coming to location and extent, India lies completely in the northern hemisphere. I hope you all know. We are not in the southern hemisphere. We have two, which divides the equator into two equal parts, which divides the earth into two equal parts. The mainland of India extends from latitudes, they have given you, and longitudes. The north-south extent, that is from the Kashmir to the Kanyakumari, is about 3214 kilometers, whereas from east to west, okay, you can say right from Rann of Kutch to Arunachal Pradesh, it is 2933 kilometers. Again, this chapter has got a lot of objectives, so we have to understand each and every numbers, what all is situated where. It's a beautiful chapter because it's all about your country. Okay, very important line which is passing through our country is none other than the Tropic of Cancer. Okay, we are lucky enough that we have the Tropic of Cancer which passes through our country, which divides the country into two halves, the tropical zone in the south and the subtropical zone in the north. Okay, otherwise in the north you can even call it as a temperate zone, and south it is called as a tropical zone. We have Lakshadweep, which is the island in the, this is your Arabian Sea, this is your Bay of Bengal, and we have the Indian Ocean out over here. We have the Lakshadweep out over here, Lakshadweep. We have the Andaman and Nicobar Islands out over here, and of course we have the Sri Lanka, which is situated out over here. Fine. Okay, so we have two important islands which is out here. India is surrounded by water body on three sides, that is the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea, and we have something as the Indian Ocean. This whole coastal line is supposed to be 6100 kilometers. Okay, the total coastline of all, including all those of the islands, is about 7516 kilometers. The land mass of India, that is an area of 3.28 million square kilometer है. ये जो land mass है, इसका area कितना है? 3.28 million square kilometer. India's total area accounts for about 2.4% of the total geographical area of the world. मतलब पूरा world में जो जगह है, land है, उसमें से how much India is occupying? 2.4%. Okay. India lies strategically at the head of the Indian Ocean. मतलब ये Indian Ocean है, Indian Ocean के just ऊपर है India. Wholly in the northern hemisphere and the center of the eastern hemisphere. Now I hope you know, जैसा north and south होता है, वैसा eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere होता है. Because we have the prime meridian which divides the world, the earth, into two hemispheres called as the eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. We lie in the eastern hemisphere and northern hemisphere. Okay. Due to its strategic location, India commands the sea routes. Okay, because we have got water from three sides. हमको जब भी पानी के रूट से कहीं पे भी जाने का होगा ना, it is actually awesome because we are holding the water bodies a lot. Okay, मतलब यहाँ से we can go towards the Europe, यहाँ से from the Bay of Bengal you can go towards the Southeast Asia, and of course from your Indian Ocean you can cross the equator and go below. Fine. and you can go to Australia, New Zealand. So we are located in such a way, if you look at the globe, if you look at the map, because हमारे यहाँ पे पानी इतना ज़्यादा है, we can do a lot of trading work. Okay. We have sea route between Europe and Africa on one side and Southeast Asia, Far East and the Oceania on the other side. हमारे neighbors कौन-कौन है? Okay. It lies midway between Southeast Asia and the Southwest Asia. India shares her land. Land का boundaries किस-किस के साथ में? Pakistan, China, Nepal and Bhutan. If you look at the map out over here, you get a complete idea. So keep looking at the map when you're doing the chapter. It will actually help you in understanding the chapter much better, because you actually need to know what are the neighbors, which are the states, what is the capital. Blindly don't do the chapter because it will become very tough for you to understand the concept. Okay, so please look at the maps when you're reading the chapter. Then in the north, and Bangladesh and Myanmar in the east. Then we have the nation island of Sri Lanka located in the southern tip of the Indian peninsula. It is separated from India by the Park Strait. दोनों के बीच में ये जो है, this is called as your Park Strait. India's Andaman Nicobar Islands share a maritime border, okay, with Thailand and Indonesia. To the south of the Lakshadweep lies Maldives. ठीक है, तो Lakshadweep के south में we have Maldives, very close, a small island again. So many people do visit that place, beautiful place. Political division, it comprises of course, we have 29 states. It's very important for us to understand. And we have now 9 union territories, not 7 union territories. Delhi is the national capital, territory of India. Union territories are basically administered by the President of India through an administered appointed by him or her. Okay? UT, union territories are always taken care by the President of India. The names of the states and union territories also they have given you out over here. ये पढ़ना ज़रूरी नहीं है, लेकिन just check out with your school. They can even ask you, of course, you need to know the capitals of each and every state. So that is very important. Varna, they don't usually ask much. Okay. Rajasthan is the largest state, whereas Goa is supposed to be the smallest state of India. Rajasthan के बाद में you have MP, Maharashtra and UP, which is the largest state. Among the union territories, the Andaman Nicobar Island and the Bay of Bengal ranks first, whereas Lakshadweep in the Arabian Sea with an area of 60 square kilometers is the smallest. Okay. So that is the beauty of our country. Politically, we have understood a lot about it. Now we are coming to the main part of the chapter, which is the physical features of our country. We are lucky enough that we have all the 5 important physical features, which actually keeps our country very rich, different, and we have good monsoons coming. We have very good minerals. We have very good land for agriculture. We have the place which has got the highest rainfall in the world, which is supposed to be Cherrapunji and Mansaram. And we are lucky enough that we have a control over the water bodies because India is a peninsula. Okay, so we are starting with the first one, none other than the hero of the chapter, which is called as the Himalayas. I always call the Himalayas as a hero because अगर Himalayas नहीं होता, तो हमारा southwest monsoon winds would not have shed its rains in India, and at the same time, the cold winds from Russia or the Arctic Ocean would enter our country and make India a dry, cold region. Okay, which is not anything nice to think about. Then India would never experience the kind of climates what we are experiencing today. So it's very important that the Himalayas actually need to be called as a hero of the chapter. They protect us from the enemies as well as from the cold winds. Okay, starting with the Himalayas, the northern mountain wall is known as a Himalayan range. Himalayas are supposed to be young fold mountains. It is just grown up some 1,000 years back. ठीक है, इसके पहले वहाँ पे it was just land. Consisting of 3 important parallel ranges, जो हम chapter में समझने वाले हैं. First one is the Himadri. Now your chapter begins from here because there is a lot of objectives. Okay, I don't want to make tables and give you, but then just understand the link very well. Read the chapter and the chapter becomes easy. पहला वाला जो range है, इसको हम लोग हिमाद्री का नाम से जाना जाता है because it remains covered with snow throughout the year. So you have a give reason kind of a question. Why it is called as Himadri? Because it is covered by snow throughout the year. That's your first range. इसका दूसरा क्या नाम है? It is also called as a Greater Himalayas or Inner Himalayas. ठीक है, तो Himalayas का पहला नाम क्या है? Range का नाम क्या है? हिमाद्री. उसका दूसरा नाम क्या है? Greater Himalayas, or it is called as Inner Himalayas. It forms the northernmost part of India, Himalayan range, and one of the world's highest mountain range. This range includes world's highest peak, which is Mount Everest, 8848. Other peaks which is over 8,000 meters include the names are being given to you, which is all in Nepal. Then you have Nanga Parbat and Kanchenjunga in India. So you are lucky enough, जो हमारा highest peak है, Mount Everest lies in the Himadris and Himadris lies in the Himalayas. ठीक है, हमारा first range. It also has some important passes. Passes का मतलब तुमने देखा होगा mountains के बाजू में से जो roads जाते हैं, mountain के side में से जो एक तरफ पूरा valley दिखता है, they are all called as passes. Important passes in Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Sikkim. It includes the Karakoram Pass in Kashmir and the Nathula in Sikkim. Okay? Now you have this map, which is again very important for your map marking, and most of the physical features सब कुछ इसमें include किया है. तो you will come to know कि तुम्हारा Nathula Pass is near Jammu and Kashmir के वहाँ दिखाई देता है. Then you have your Karakoram Pass. Nathula Pass is near Sikkim, which is towards the east of the country. ठीक है? So we are still in the first range called as a Himadri. It has number of glaciers. Now I hope you all know the meaning of glaciers. Okay, जो ice होता है, called as the Gangotri and the Yamunotri in Uttarakhand. These glaciers are the perennial source of water for the Ganga and Yamuna rivers. मतलब गंगा and Yamuna rivers में पानी क्यों perennial है? Perennial means why it is there always, because of the two glaciers which keeps on giving water to Ganga and Yamuna. And these two glaciers are situated in the Himadri. Himadri, again I repeat, is the first range of the Himalayas. Which is the biggest mountain out over there, the highest peak out over there? It is Mount Everest, 8848 meters. Sorry, not kilometers. Then you have Sharda, Ghagra, Kosi and Gandhak, which originate from this range. So we have about 4 to 5, 6 points of Himadri. पढ़ते पढ़ते तुम उसको याद करोगे तो हो जाएगा, very easy, all about your country. So please don't give the reason saying that बहुत सारा नाम याद रखने के. Coming to the second range called as the Himachal. This range is also known as Himachal, Himalayas or the middle of the lesser Himalayas. First one is called as Greater, second one is called as Middle. It runs parallel to the Himadri and lies to the south. Dunes lie between the Himachal and the Shivalik range. They are flat bottomed longitudinal valleys. Dehradun is one such valley. ठीक है? Valleys usually looks like this. लेकिन ये valley कैसे दिखता है? ऐसा दिखता है. So they are called as dunes. Like Dehradun is like a Dehradun. Okay, you must have all heard of Dehradun. Dehradun is in the second range of the Himalayas, which is called as the Himachal. This range has a vast vegetative cover. मतलब यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा vegetation होता है. A number of peaks having elevation मतलब height of more than 5,050 meters are located in this range. एक बात याद रखो, हिमाद्री में जो रेंज है माउंट एवरेस्ट, उससे बढ़ के कोई रेंज नहीं है. उसके बाद से जो भी रेंजेस है उसका हाइट कम होने वाला है. तो हिमाचल में व्हाट इज द हाईएस्ट पीक रेंज? 5050 meters. ओके, दे आर कवर्ड बाय स्नो थ्रू आउट द ईयर. कॉमन सेंस है, बिग बड़े बड़े पीक्स जो होते हैं उसके ऊपर की तरफ तो पूरा स्नो से ही कवर होता है. Some of the important ranges in this region are Pir Panjal, Dauladhar, Mussoorie range and the Mahabharat range which is in Nepal. Now Nepal is so close to us, it's part of our map. So at times we don't come to know कि ये नेपाल में है कि इंडिया में है. Okay, so they're basically in Nepal. Most of the hill stations in India are in this range. जो hill stations हम लोग घूमने जाते हैं, जहाँ से हम लोग को पर्वत दिखाई देता है, basically it is the हिमाचल पर्वत. Like Shimla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Almora, Ranikhet, Chakratala and Chair. Okay, these are the few hill stations. So if you go down and you basically see the ranges, it's none other than your Himachal, you can say. These valleys also include Kulu, Jammu and Srinagar. Coming to the third range of the Himalayas. So first range is Himadri. Himadri में तुम क्या याद रखोगे? सब कुछ के साथ साथ में Mount Everest. ठीक है? Second one is Himachal, hill stations, Doon. Doon मतलब देहरादून. ठीक है, हिल स्टेशंस है, मोस्ट ऑफ द हिल स्टेशंस. ओके, फाइन. और इनके यहाँ पे रेंजेस जो पीक्स होते हैं उसका मीटर्स कितना रहता है? 5050 मीटर्स. ठीक है, नॉट मोर देन दैट ऑफ द इट विल नॉट गो मोर देन योर माउंट एवरेस्ट. तीसरा रेंज, इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज द आउटर रेंज. सो फर्स्ट वन वी हैव द इनर रेंज. ओके, देन वी हैव द मिडिल रेंज एंड देन वी हैव द आउटर रेंज. ठीक है, इनर, मिडिल एंड आउटर. It is also called as the outer Himalayas. It is not a continuous range. Continuous range मतलब the mountains are not continuous. Break up हो रहा है. The slopes facing the subcontinent are steep, while those facing the north are gentle. Okay, मतलब what is the meaning of that? यहाँ के जो हिमालयस रहेंगे ना, एक साइड इट इज वेरी स्टीप और दूसरा साइड जो होता है वो थोड़ा जेंटल होता है. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इट. ठीक है. So those Himalayas, those sides of Himadri which is facing India is steep, and that which is facing the north side, मतलब दूसरे side में, that is little gentle. It is known by different names in different places. मतलब एक range को अलग अलग नाम है. Jammu Hills in Jammu and Miri, Abor and Mishmi Hills in अरुणाचल प्रदेश. मतलब है range एक ही, लेकिन अलग अलग state में उसका नाम अलग अलग है. The average elevation is very less, 1000 meters above the sea level. Some of the valleys which fall in this region is called as Udhampur and Jammu and region and the Doon valleys. ठीक है. तो हिमालयस का 3 ranges, inner, middle and outer. inner में हिमाद्री, हिमाचल, शिवालिक. ठीक है. तो ranges कैसे याद रहे? माउंट एवरेस्ट यहाँ पे है, बीच में डून्स होता है और तीसरे में it's basically there is not much to speak about it. ठीक है. यहाँ पे different hills हैं. माउंट एवरेस्ट 8000 above, मिडिल में 5050 meters के जितने ही है और लास्ट में 1000 meters above. ठीक है. सो द रेंज बेसिकली एकदम टॉल से एकदम शॉर्ट पे जा रहा है. सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ द हिमालयस. हिमालयस को हमने इतना इंपॉर्टेंस क्यों दिया है? दे एक्ट एज एन इफेक्टिव क्लाइमेटिक बैरियर by blocking the inflow of cold dry air mass into North India during the winter, thus protecting Northern India from severe cold in winters. जो मैंने बोला, हिमालयस के ऊपर क्या है? इंडिया के ऊपर रशिया है. ठीक है. रशिया के ऊपर आर्कटिक है, तो वहां से जो कोल्ड विंड है that is being blocked by the Himalayas. I think we have done in the previous chapter also. Himalayas also deflect the moisture laden monsoon winds and cause the moist winds to bring rain to the North Indian plains and the Brahmaputra valley. जो साउथ में से जो साउथ वेस्ट मानसून विंड्स है, ठीक है, उसको भी हिमालयस रोक देता है. तो इसकी वजह से हमारा नॉर्थ ऑफ मतलब ये विंड्स ऐसा ऊपर जाके वो डिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं. डिफ्लेक्ट मतलब इट फॉल्स इन नॉर्थ इंडियन प्लेन्स एंड द ब्रह्मपुत्र वैली. मतलब वी आर सो लकी टू हैव द हिमालयस. ओके, दैट्स द फर्स्ट सिग्निफिकेंस, इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ हिमालयस. सेकेंड इज हिमालयस रहेगा तो ग्लेशियर्स तो रहेंगे. दे गिव राइज टू मेनी पेरिनियल रिवर्स. ग्लेशियर्स मतलब आइस, आइस मतलब पानी. पेरिनियल रिवर्स मतलब रिवर्स जिसमें पानी हमेशा रहेगा. जब तक ग्लेशियर्स है तब तक पानी का इश्यू नहीं रहेगा. एंड दे गिव वाटर टू विच ऑल रिवर्स? गंगा, यमुना, शारदा, घाघरा, कोसी, गंडक एंड ब्रह्मपुत्र. ठीक है. बारिश के पानी के साथ साथ ग्लेशियर का पानी भी रहेगा. तो दीज पेरिनियल रिवर्स विल नेवर हैव वाटर इश्यू एंड द एरियाज दैट दे आर गिविंग वाटर टू विल नेवर हैव एन वाटर क्राइसिस. द हिमालयन रिवर्स फॉर्म रैपिड्स एंड वाटरफॉल्स and provide ideal condition for reservation of reservoirs. reservoir का मतलब क्या होता है? पानी को बचा के रखने का. तो हिमालयस के आजू बाजू में वो भी होता है which are utilized for the generation of hydroelectricity by constructing dams across the rivers. The Himalayas form a defensive means protective rampart for India against invasion by land. तो अगर बोलते ना चाइना एंड एवरीथिंग हु इज अटैकिंग अस, यू नो, इतना हिमालयस होके भी ये होता है. अगर नहीं हिमालयस होता तो रशिया, चाइना एंड ऑल दैट विल जस्ट स्टार्ट अटैकिंग अस. सो हमको वो प्रोटेक्टिंग करता है. हिमालय का सीनरी इज अमंग द मोस्ट स्पेक्टेकुलर इन द वर्ल्ड. Okay, that is why people love to go there during the summer season to look at the beautiful snow-clad mountains. Okay, and they have a lot of sacred shrines out over there. Sacred shrines, a lot of temples. Okay, situated at the foot of the Himalayas. Not exactly at the foot, but nearby. Kedarnath, Badrinath, okay, all those. The Himalayas are rich in forest resources. मतलब you get good quality timber, soft and hard wood, paper pulp, raisins, turpentine, it's a kind of an oil, various medicinal plants. The Himalayas also are home for different wild animals, okay, like yak, snow leopards, bear, etc. Himalayas have rich reserves of important minerals, copper, lead, zinc. So many of them are given here. Coal of good quality is found in Kashmir Valley. The Himalayas have gold, silver, precious stones, का reserves भी है. And the rivers that flow from the Himalayas through the northern plains deposit alluvium. Alluvium मतलब होता है fertile soil in their flood plains and make them fertile. So now you will come to know that why North Indian plains is so fertile. क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो भी rivers आता है, they bring not only water, but they bring lot of alluvium with them. Alluvium का मतलब होता है very good soil, okay, the fertile soil. And उसके वजह से North Indian plains is called as the granary of our country. Granary मतलब the wheat production maximum वहीं पे ही होता है, पंजाब हरियाणा, okay. तो यहाँ पे इवन पानी का इश्यू होता है ना, तो भी there are canals which is taking care of it. And we have Ganga, Yamuna, Ghagra, Gandak, they are all in North India. So that is also being taken care of very well. So we have done with our first one called as the Himalayas, okay. Now we'll do the second one called as the plains of northern India, okay. So in the plains of northern India, I'll just do the first plain and then I want you people to read up till here, then we'll go ahead slowly with this chapter. The plains of North India. Now when I'm saying North India, I mean this full part, okay. Comprise a vast stretch of level and fertile land formed by the alluvium deposited by the rivers. These include the three major rivers we are going to talk about. The Indus is over here, the Ganga is over here, and then you have the Brahmaputra, okay. So this is how extreme left, middle and extreme right. So this is how you basically have the three important plains, सबसे fertile. सबसे first हम लोग start करते हैं the Indus, जो हमारा था पहले. Now unfortunately हमारा neighboring country में this river falls. River Indus का source कहाँ से है? कैलाश range, a little to the west of Mansarovar Lake. It has 5 tributaries: Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj and Beas. ठीक है, तो ये सब कुछ जानना बहुत जरूरी है. इंडस का 5 tributaries. गंगा rises in the Gangotri glacier in the Himalayas, जो हमने अभी पढ़ा. Cutting through the Shivalik range, it enters the plains of Haridwar. The main tributaries of Ganga are Yamuna, which joins Ganga on its right bank. उसके अलावा सोन, रामगंगा, घाघरा, गोमती, गंडक, कोसी एंड महानंदा. ठीक है, तो तुम पढ़ने के टाइम पे कैसे करोगे? इंडस और उसका 5 ट्रिब्यूटरीज याद रखना है, गंगा और उसका ट्रिब्यूटरीज को याद रखना है. ठीक है, दैट्स हाउ यू विल कीप इट इन माइंड. फाइन. तो इंडस का ट्रिब्यूटरीज, गंगा का ट्रिब्यूटरीज. अभी ब्रह्मपुत्र, इट राइजेस वेयर इन तिब्बत नियर अगेन मानसरोवर, and then it flows eastward in Sangpo. Sangpo matlab it's a name given in for Brahmaputra. In Assam, the river Brahmaputra is joined by numerous streams, namely called as Dihang, Dibak and Lohit. Okay, its other tributaries are Tista, Tanseri and Manas. Fine. So on the basis of regional characterization, the plains of northern India can be divided into the Punjab plains, the Rajasthan plains, then you have the Ganga plains, the Brahmaputra plains. Okay, so basically first we'll be talking about this part, or you can say the Punjab plains. First we'll do the Punjab plains. तो तुमको इसमें क्या पहली बात याद रखना है, इंडस एंड ट्रिब्यूटरीज याद रखना है, गंगा एंड ट्रिब्यूटरीज याद रखना है, एंड ब्रह्मपुत्र का टिबेटन नाम क्या है? सैंगपो है, और इसको अलग अलग नाम से क्या इंडिया में बोला जाता है वो याद रखना है. ठीक है. पंजाब प्लेन्स, पंजाब प्लेन पंजाब में रहेगा. इन इंडिया दीज प्लेन्स लाई इन पंजाब, हरियाणा एंड हिमाचल प्रदेश. इसका सिग्निफिकेंट फीचर क्या है? इट इज द दोआब ऑफ द 5 ट्रिब्यूटरीज ऑफ इंडस. दोआब का मतलब होता है फर्टाइल लैंड. ओके, झेलम, चेनाब, रवि, सतलुज एंड बियास को मिला के पंजाब प्लेन इज वेरी फर्टाइल. इनफैक्ट द पंजाब डिराइव्स इट्स नेम फ्रॉम दीज. ये 5 नाम को जोड़ के उन लोगों को पंजाब का नाम मिला. दैट इज द लैंड ऑफ 5 रिवर्स. So basically you can say Indus का 5 tributaries play a very important role for Punjab. Rajasthan plains, these include the Marustali or the Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert. It is a sandy desert, we all know Rajasthan, and it is surrounded by the Satluj in the northwest, the Aravalli range in the east, the Indus Valley in the west, and the Rann of Kutch in the south. So basically Rajasthan is surrounded like that way. These plains extend in the northwest India. Okay, matlab you have the Rajasthan plain which goes to the northwest of India and eastern Pakistan. Cultivation is done in small patches in these areas with the water provided by small streams which originate from the Aravalli during the rainy season. These fertile tracts are known as Rohi. मतलब राजस्थान को बेसिकली रेंज इतना मिलता नहीं है, लेकिन जो कुछ भी पानी उन लोग को मिलता है इज बेसिकली अरावली रेंज के वहाँ पे whatever water is getting deposited, उसके वजह से वहाँ पे एग्रीकल्चर होता है. एंड अरावली के वहाँ पे पानी कभी आता है बिकॉज ऑफ द साउथ वेस्ट मानसून विंड्स. सो बेसिकली राजस्थान इज नॉट अ ग्रेट प्लेस टू डू एनी काइंड ऑफ बिग एग्रीकल्चर. ओके, किया जाता है बट नॉट वेरी सक्सेसफुली. फाइन. The only significant river out over here is Luni. The area north of Luni is a sandy patch. There exists an area of inland drainage on the north of the Luni basin. Inland drainage का मतलब होता है you drain all the water inside the country. तो Luni is the only river which is very important in Rajasthan. वरना basically राजस्थान को इतना कुछ पानी मिलता नहीं है. Okay? This is because the rivers of the area do not have sufficient water to reach the sea and they dry up or disappear into the sand. These plains are dotted with a number of salt lakes on the eastern edge of the desert, such as the Sambhar, okay, Kuchaman, and the Diwana. The Sambhar lake is the largest lake which lies on the outskirts of Jaipur. Okay, so read it slowly, fine, beautifully. You'll come to know Indus Plain, Ganga Plain, and the Brahmaputra. उसमें हमने पहले वाला read किया पंजाब. Punjab Plain is made up of the 5 tributaries. That's why it's called as a river of, I mean it's a place of 5 tributaries. ठीक है. फिर हमने राजस्थान के बारे में हमने रीड किया. राजस्थान को पानी कहाँ से मिलता है? बिकॉज ऑफ द अरावली रेंज. सो वहाँ पे थोड़ा कुछ जो होता है वेजिटेशन या एग्रीकल्चर इज बिकॉज ऑफ द अरावली रेंज एंड विच इज द मेन रिवर आउट ऑफ द लूनी. ठीक है, तो उसके वजह से वहाँ पे थोड़ा कुछ पानी आता है. रीड टिल हियर. आई थिंक आई शुड स्टॉप, वरना बहुत ज़्यादा अबाउ योर दिस इट विल गो. The next part of the chapter I will complete it in the next session. Okay? Till then, if there is any doubt, do let me know. But I want you people to keep looking at this map when you're doing the chapter, so it will become really very easy for you to understand. This is a physical features map. Okay? Till then, take care. Bye.